So back out of Azusa. I understand that the place is shut down a lot, but I still like coming out here and goofing off. And right now I'm hitting a couple of the side trails that are before the end of the area. There's one that's pretty rutted that I like going up and down and working out the suspension. So that was the trip down that hill. And here's the same hill going up. I installed my dash cam from my dirt bike on here, and instead of putting the camera front and rear, I decided to put one on each front tire. The reason I did that is the Talon has a four-wheel drive system called i4WD. So the front differential is not actually locked. What it does is the sensor looks at your wheel speed on the front differential, and if one of the tires is spinning freely, it applies the brake to the other side to keep them both spinning at the same speed. So by installing these brakes, by installing these dash cam cameras up front, I was hoping to see the i4 drive in action. So this is one of the hills at the end of the area, and this one looks the most difficult of all the hills that are at the end. There's a giant hole at the bottom of this hill that's literally a vertical wall, kind of right there on the right hand side. And if you get your tires stuck in there, it's really hard to climb up around it. So I'm trying to find a path and see if I can get up there. I'm the first one down here. It's just after 8. So I'm just goofing off trying to get up this hill. My back tire keeps falling in that hole. So a little while later I came back and I was able to find a line, and I zipped right up it. I had found that straddling that big hole made it easier to get up, so that's how I got up that hill. And this is the farthest chute to the right. I was never able to get up this hill all day, but I could go down it, and it is pretty steep, so that's fun to go down. One of the main reasons I come to Azusa is to watch other people wheel their vehicles. Everybody's got a different level, everybody's got a different skill set, and everybody's got a different build of vehicle they drive. And it's kind of interesting to watch them attempt the little offshoots and challenges. And today that's really what I spent most of my time doing, is watching other people try to get up these hills. So he's taken the same line I did. And if he'd have hit it just a little bit faster, I think he'd have got up.
He's got to hit it faster. you got to hit that hill just a little faster.
Yeah. You get it stuck.
Yeah, but he's easy to pull out. He's just going to dig himself down to the frame.
And that's what he did. And his buddy, the Jeep Punisher, pulled him out.
That's why I saw. I was like, oh, he's got it. And then you let off on the gas right at the top, and I was like, oh. Yeah, you see, you're not. I can't even power myself up from that. I just dig in. That's why when I took it, I just a little bit of speed, just to get above that first bump, and then once you get to the second one, you're good. That didn't sound good. Little rutting there.
He literally like recently got a rear.
He says he's got rear lockers.
Yeah.
See, he's just got to get above that bump and he's good. It's in your holes.
Valiant effort, but I think only one other person made it up that hill all day. It kind of shows you the i4-wheel drive working. And then this is the hill to the, well, from this view to the right of that other chute. This one's got some good ruts at the bottom also, which these guys are going to make even bigger. Thought he was going to make it here,
Don't
but he
let
let
off.
off on the gas.
You're letting off. You had it.
So they're running up the hill pretty good right now. And then here comes Green Jeep guy who's going to show him how to do it. And for me, this guy's the hero of the day, which you'll see why later in the video. Jeep Punisher made it. And here's how rutted the hill looked. So one of the things you eventually learn when you're four-wheeling is after you lose your momentum and stop, you should let off on the gas to stop from digging yourself in, or else you just put yourself down to the frame, which is what happened here. They were starting to get some ruts put down. So as I was coming up that hill off to my right, now on my left, there was a white Jeep that was hitting the hill pretty hard. I mean, he was pretty much stomping the pedal and giving the hill the beans. And when I came back down, I noticed off to my left that his truck was not doing so well. It turns out he had ripped off the tire. The passenger side tire had come off the knuckles. Nothing had actually broke. That's just the way Jeep built it. They only pressure fit the knuckles into the assembly. And all in all, Green Jeep guy and Paco from Mudgiver helped him get it back together, and he was able to drive out of there. Mudgiver should probably have a better this shot just looked cool. So I had to try out launch mode at least once today. This is how the front end handles it. One more time. This gives you a good view of how the i4 drive works. they were trying to get this side of the pit going too. It was a little soft, but it wasn't too deep yet. So here you're going to get to see the i4 wheel drive keeping the front tires going. And I also used the hill climb assist to lock the brakes before I gave it gas. So if you give it steady throttle and keep it low, the tires actually spin quite evenly, and I don't get that chatter that a lot of people mentioned that you get from this system. I do notice the chatter if I give it a lot of gas and they're trying to grab. I think you're going to hear that right here. And never underestimate how you can help people out. I was helping this guy. He got a couple rocks caught between his discs and the wheel, and they wouldn't come out, and his hands were too big, so I was able to reach in and help him get the rocks out. So glad I was able to help. So he was having fun ripping up the pit and making the hole steeper so people would get stuck. So I like that. And this is going to show a really good view of how the i4 wheel drive works and keeps the front wheels spinning. Keeping light throttle, keeping it even. And I'm in like a pretty deep sand hill, and you can see that the tires just keep turning. Hit that hill one more time before leaving for the day. Nice to see another side-by-side out there. And that was pretty much the end of my day. I had a great time out there. It's great seeing other people use their rigs and test them out. And sometimes they get stuck and sometimes they don't. So, see you next time.